Hello YouTube, it's your boy GZTV, back with another video, and in this video we are going to be discussing the 18th episode of Season 11, the final season, and this is the final major storyline. This is the end game of the series. Everything that's happening before your eyes is what's going to carry on for the rest of the series. Sorry, I was trying to look for something to like. I like fiddling and stuff in my hands for some reason when I'm making videos, but someone dies in this episode that's somewhat important, and someone else is in love. Those are the main big storylines, so let's talk about it. So, what's that sound you hear? Likely the entire audience of The Walking Dead sang in unison, finally, because a certain character that we've loathed since the moment they were introduced at last was turned into Walker Chow. And yeah, it's kind of crazy that they killed him off. And that's great, because no one liked that character. But let's not rush to that happiest of endings, happy for us anyway. Let's first set the table, so to speak, for the main course. Early on in A New Deal, Daryl's standoff with Lance's troopers was concluded by Carol's timely arrival with Pamela and Mercer to kind of dilute the situation. Carol, as hinted at last week, had struck a deal with the Commonwealth's governor that would allow her and her friends to skedaddle with supplies to rebuild their communities while Lance replaced Sebastian on the hot seat to take the heat for everything. They're blaming Lance instead of Sebastian. If Pamela can get the blame off of her son, then sure, it'll work out. Which was all well and good for Maggie, Negan, and company, but not so hot for the denizens of the Commonwealth. So Max took matters into her own hands, tricking Pamela's son into being his usual D-baggy self, and secretly recording his rant about how the CW citizens are too stupid to realize that the game is rigged so that the poor would always stay poor and the rich would only get richer. And I'm not sure why people would necessarily be mad at him saying this. Obviously, it's coming from Sebastian, a guy that they deeply despise, and it's understandable, but at the same time, it's kind of like, don't you like this guy for saying the truth and for, like, kind of being on your side and, like, realizing how fucked up it is? At least acknowledging that's how the Commonwealth has worked. I don't know. It's kind of strange to me that the community was so against what he said. I don't know. I guess it's just because who said it. Next, Max and Eugene played the tape over the loudspeakers at the Founders Day event. Yeah. Ain't that some fun? This is going to be a short episode, by the way. We're not really talking about the entire episode, so yeah. In no time, a riot broke out, one that was made all the more chaotic by Lance's machinations from behind bars. And he has these like rogue people going around throughout the season, and you know that they're sent by him because the fake Stephanie from earlier on in the season was the one walking around with this like random bald dude. And they walk in this like behind this fence, and they're like shooting all these workers for no fucking reason, just because they're trying to spoil the plans and make sure that there's no security, there's no supervision of this event. Yeah, Lance is like manipulating everyone. He has like a monster plan apparently. And yeah, Lance gets put in 2 bars because he lied to people, he manipulated things, he was trying a bunch of different schemes around the community. So yeah, he had to get locked up. I mean, that's understandably so. Turned out he had Shira and Calhoun murder the Founders Day custodial staff so that they'd reanimate and wreak havoc. Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I didn't think of that. I didn't think of them reanimating into walkers when I was watching the episode, and I didn't even realize that was them that wreaked havoc. It's not that I didn't, like, pay attention to the episode or anything, but, okay. Why did I... Okay, that's fine. And whoo boy, that they did. Wow, this place turned into a damn war zone. This is like the most chaotic this community has probably ever been. I mean, this was supposed to be a utopian, like peaceful community, and then all of a sudden walkers are like attacking citizens out of nowhere, and wow. Knowing full well that it was Max who'd recorded him, Sebastian chased after her until he saw an opportunity to point a walker at her and to push a walker into her, try to get her killed. She might have been bitten had Eugene not ridden to the rescue and pushed the zombie at Sebastian, who screamed for help that obviously no one in the crowd was willing to give him. He was sitting there kind of struggling with the walker, and it's fucked up, but it's funny at the same time that he was sitting there getting fucking bit up by this walker, and everyone was just slowly backing away, like looking at him like, oh, Okay, it's Sebastian. Why the hell do I care about Sebastian? He's a higher up. He doesn't give a fuck about any of us. Like, come on, man. And he, like, obviously he's too big of a pussy to take one walker down, so eventually all the like, he's yelling for help, and all the walkers eventually converge on him. So yeah. What's up, Chippy? In the end, he was bloodily, fatally bitten, and what will have to go down in the series' history is one of its most satisfying deaths. I mean, him dying was, again, fucked up, but amazing. That's amazing for the series, because all he did was cause problems. All he did was be an asshole, some rich, spoiled little brat, and yeah. Anyways, I mean, that's kind of the main storyline. We can get into some smaller mini developments before we end the review right here. So, in other developments, as Lydia and Elijah took off with Aaron and Jerry to check on Oceanside, we learned that the youngsters had become sweethearts. Oh, another love story. Oh, goodness. Not that we really give a shit or anything. We're kind of focused on the main story, but hey, it's something to throw in the background. Though Annie's amniotic fluid was high, and becoming a father-to-be had greatly altered Negan's perspective, she remained determined to make tracks from the Commonwealth. Just as Judith struggled with leaving another home, Daryl struggled with his role of stand-in parent. Daryl's never been a parent before, so him watching over Judith, him watching over RJ, yeah, he lost Judith in the fray. Eventually found her in like that chaotic riot that we were kind of talking about earlier. And Ezekiel let Carol know that he would be staying put and helping the people of another kingdom before it falls apart. He likes calling them kingdoms. I'm not really sure why they can't just be normal civilizations, but for some reason Ezekiel just likes calling shit kingdoms. And I guess I have nothing against it, but whatever. So let me know your guys' thoughts. If you watched this episode in the comments, I mean, did you guys absolutely rejoice when Sebastian died? Because I know I did. Did you stay silent about it? I don't know. But, I don't really have anything else to say. Shout out to the Walking Dead creators for finally killing off that scumbag. I think Lance is next, but I feel like he's going to be more of like a final boss character. So, we'll have to see how he kind of turns out. Here in a little bit, well, literally right after I'm done making this video, I'm going to be recording my Quavo review, and I'll probably get that up here in an hour or so, a couple hours. And then, yeah. Sometime on the Twitch, just have your notifications on Twitch. We are going to be doing a Superstar stream, trying out the new mode on Madden. I don't think I'm going to play any online games. I think that I'll dedicate that to another stream. But today, I mean, the Comp Pass, a lot of shit on Madden came out, so we are going to be grinding the fuck out of the game. So later tonight, for the night stream, we are going